Arizona is home to many different ceremonies, including the transition into womanhood. From three different cultures come three different ceremonies: the quinceañera, the Sweet 16, and the Canalda. As an Arizona girl, I had my own ceremony into womanhood. Nothing compared to sitting in a room full of Sonnies, stirring a cornmeal mixture, talking in Dene. When I was 11, I arrived at my time to have Canalda. My mother was ecstatic, telling everyone she knew that I had entered into my womanhood. I was mortified as she was talking about my period. I was shipped off to the res to spend 4 days. Um, to perform my ceremony and to bake a cake. This really cemented my place as a Navajo woman and defined myself as a young adult. Coming of age ceremonies represent growth of girls into women. First off, quinceañera's entrance into womanhood at age 15. This is also a ceremony to show the purity and the readiness for marriage. The the This ceremony includes a mass reception and rehearsed dance, according to the 2006 New York Times. The court of honor can consist of friends, siblings, or cousins, in which is usually performed in the dance. This court can be all male, female, or both, and typically this has a young girl in a ball gown. Traditions are where the quinceañera sign. There is a ceremony of the shoe change, where a father changes a shoe from flats into heels, signifying a young girl changing into womanhood. There's a special pillow for kneeling, and most significantly there are 4 gifts given. A tiara denotes a princess before God, a cross and Bible for Jesus, a scepter for authority and new responsibility. The tiara and scepter presents at the same time by godparents. Nowadays, the quinceañeras are less traditional, and usually they cost around $15K all in. And then, the Sweet 16 is the most American out of all the ceremonies. Originated out of 1960s England, it's to show the girl is ready for marriage. However, no one is getting married at 16. Similar to a quinceañera, by giving the gift of crowns and shoes. According to My Super 16, a car is also given. It can be either a simple get-together, backyard get-together, or an elaborate ball. It is the least ceremonial of the 3 examples. Finally, the Canalda is rooted in puberty, not age, according to an AZ Central 2009 article. The ceremony comes from Changing Woman. Changing Woman was physically molded into a woman, and as a thanks, baked a cake. There's 4 ceremonies for the first 4 periods. 2 for Changing Woman and 2 for all women. Ceremony takes place over 4 days for the 4 seasons in the 4 sacred mountains. All 4 days a big cake is cooked underground under a big fire. The 3rd night is when a Hitali comes to Hitali, a medicine man, comes to start prayers. The last night of prayers is when they pray from night until dawn. Every morning, the young girl is molded and then runs east for half a mile. The morning of the last day is the most symbolic for strength and guidance. Cornmeal is spread across possessions in ceremonial baskets. A grandmother removes and washes turquoise jewelry. In the same water, the young woman's hair is washed. The water is poured into a small hole in the ground. One last run around, and holy songs is sung. The girl is now a woman. Streaks of white are painted across the hands and feet to share blessings. A last molding begins. The cake is finally eaten. Goodie bags are passed out. The Canalda is finished. A Canalda can be adapted to more Christians' rite of passage. For me, it's more about the community than the tradition. His three ceremonies, the Quinceañera, Sweet 16, and most important, the Canalda, are all Arizona classics. This is a glimpse into the shift from childhood to womanhood, especially denoted. It is a good day to represent ceremonies of AZ girls into women.